everyone. This is Jacqueline from She Rises Studios, and welcome to Light the Torch ceremony. And today we celebrate the release of Return to Jamaica, Happily Ever After, the captivating fifth and final installment in the Maggie Ashbury series by international author Catherine Wake Gracie. This time, Maggie and Billy return to the island that changed everything, Jamaica. Now in their 40s, more in love than ever, and with even more life to navigate, their story unfolds with raw passion, deep connection, and all the twists that only life and Catherine's brilliant storytelling can deliver. So, grab your copy, take a deep breath, and prepare to be swept away once again by Maggie and Billy's unforgettable journey. Hi, Catherine, and congratulations on
Mm.
your fifth book.
Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. It's very exciting once again.
Yes, it is. Now, how does it feel to bring Maggie and Billy's journey to this milestone?
Amazing, surreal, and a little bit sad. I can't believe
Oh,
that I'm at the fifth and final book. I almost feel like my friends are moving away.
well, when you first wrote about Maggie and Billy, it started when they were in their teenage years, teenage romance. Did you ever imagine that it will grow into this full series with such devoted following?
Not even in the slightest. And actually, Jacqueline, the first book I did was the Mugs and Saucers Cafe when they're reunited. And
Hmm.
that was the only book I was writing about them. And then just like now, I really missed them. Once I was done writing that book, I wanted more. And
Hmm.
I think I've shared this before, but a friend said, "Well, what about a prequel?" And instantly the creativity started going. So that's when I did their teenage years. But then once again, I didn't ever expect that I'd write three other books. But within 5 months, I wrote those five books. I just couldn't get enough of that couple.
Because they have such a lovely story. Can your readers expect, what can readers expect from this final installment? Any emotional awakening, any emotional development or character development that now that they're in their 40s?
Well, there's a lot there's a lot that goes on in this book. I hope that I give my readers some closure because that's something like the ends of my books seem to be very tidy. I think that's something I'm fixing in myself through my books, but I hope that I can give my readers and my fans some closure with Maggie and Billy's story. Now, I have to say something. Just a couple months ago, I started writing a sixth book.
Oh,
But
so
I
there
have
might
no
be
idea
just
when that
more.
will come out, and it will be like very later in their lives. Like they'll be much older. So that'll just be like a nice. It might not be as hot and spicy as the others, which brings me back to your question. I think readers will be able to expect the usual hot and spicy scenes that Maggie and Billy are so good at, and also there's really big changes. There's big moves. There's character development in some characters that have been there but are sort of
Mhm.
just in the sidelines. So there's some other characters stepping up a little and their story starts to unfold. And we do lose a character as well. So
Oh,
hopefully people won't hate me too much for that.
oh no.
So yes,
Well,
there's less to expect.
that
It's a good
that's very, I don't know, very interesting probably because Maggie and Billy's love, they've evolved over decades, with this the entire series, they have evolved. What
yes.
do you think makes their relationship so magnetic and relatable to the readers that we just are sucked into their love story?
Well, it's pretty perfect, and it's hard to find anything pretty perfect. Unconditional, right? It's so unconditional and trusting and passionate, like the things that everybody would love to have, and it's all in one couple that they get all those elements with each other. So I think that's a huge pull. I know that's what inspired me to it's I often felt like this series has been like a fairy tale, except an adult fairy tale, because obviously those old fairy tales we watched didn't have those spicy moments, but just I don't know, like nothing can stop them from being together. And even if we know that that's so rare and maybe even unlikely, it happens. And wouldn't we all love to have that best friend that we also have benefits with? Wouldn't that be
Yes,
lovely?
that's true. And
Yeah.
and it's the passion that they have between them. It's just overflowing
It's almost
that
like
you
they're like filling each other's cups so much that they just keep
yes,
flowing back to each other. And yeah.
that's true. Now, how how have these two characters grown, since their first introduction from book one to now? Hopefully, there'll be a sixth one. What do you what do they teach us about, what was their message about love at every stage in their lives?
Okay. I think there's a few things. Maybe we're not no one is guaranteed, even if something feels like Maggie and Billy, we're not guaranteed that that will last, whether life takes us or you're not compatible after all, right? It's or we just change, we all grow. But I think what this couple, they've taught me too, like even though I wrote it, it comes from all different places within me, and they've taught me so much too. And that no matter what the relationship, whether it's romantic or a friendship or family, being honest and kind and true, not, not a doormat, not oppressive, but just that people will still be there unconditionally for you and still love you, even if they don't like something. And maybe if you talked about it, then you'd grow closer. I don't know. I think they've taught such communication and such unconditional love that, and I'm seeing that, like that has been pouring out of me and coming back to me in this journey with this series. And it's almost overwhelming. I'm just so emotional all the time now because there's so much love that's grown out of these pages. It's amazing.
And I think it's, it's seeing them both uh being just open and taking
Yeah.
that risk and be passionate, just let their passion released
Yeah. Yeah.
between them. It turns out to be just a wonderful and I think that's what readers us readers have which is why we're, what do you call that, it's attracted to
Right.
their story.
Yes.
um
Because it's a lovely
and
place to be in, right? That,
right, yeah,
yeah.
and as you mentioned, this story, their story is something that we would want to have.
Yeah.
We want to be in that kind of relationship. We have laughed, we've cried, and would band ourselves through Maggie and Billy's adventure. What kind of legacy do you hope their love story leaves, to your audience, and maybe grasp for a sixth and, and continue their love
Yeah.
story?
Um, well, I was just thinking with the last question too, which ties into this. The other part I think of their story, Maggie had, like a lot of us, Maggie had a rough go with relationships and broken trust and not filling cups, taking from her constantly and
Mm,
draining her and making her question herself. And Billy spent a lot of time alone and wishing that he'd had Maggie.
mhm,
Um, so I think the lesson even in that is, even though those things happen to us, and again, it doesn't mean put yourself in situations where you're not thinking smart and you're probably going to get hurt, but get back up. Trust that maybe this next person that you meet will be your person. Maybe not the way that you hope, but maybe they will be somebody in your life that is there to teach you something or to support you with something. And Maggie and Billy tried again, and finally it worked out for them. And I think the legacy for myself and Maggie and Billy to pass on is don't stop loving first. Don't stop being kind, and don't give up on friendships or relationships. Even if one was bad, not every situation is going to be like that. So get back up in the saddle and try again.
That's true. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Now, the nice thing about, this particular series is the spiciness of the story. In their love story, how this writing though, I'm curious to know if was there a challenge from your end as the storyteller to write about spicy things, being intimate at a mature stage, mature love, now
Yeah.
that they're in their 40.
Um, well, I'll be 100% honest. For most people at their age, we're not all as fit as Maggie and Billy. So they do have a little bonus that they are still a little younger physically than some of us become in our late 40s. Um,
Mhm.
oh, I lost my train of thought. Um, yeah, I lost it. Sorry, Jacqueline.
Was it difficult to
Oh,
to write about
they're
their
right, the spicy.
spicy?
Um, okay, when I did my first book, I almost went with a pen name because I was so embarrassed that this is what flowed from me. I planned to write a mystery. I had no plan to write. I don't even read romance novels, so
Hmm.
it was very unexpected for me too. So I was really embarrassed that people would know that I wrote anything like that. And the first book's pretty tame compared to the rest of them. But um, I think the only challenge I really had was because there's a lot of those encounters was making them all different and making them realistic as much as I can, not just with like the physicality of things, but the intimacy and what they shared with each other emotionally as well. And sometimes it's very, romantically loving, and sometimes it's more like right here, right now, which I thought was realistic as well, right? And also sometimes important in relationships that you have all those different elements of intimacy with each other. So I'm trying to say this in a way that's not embarrassing to myself, but I didn't have any trouble writing those parts. It
That's
was,
wonderful.
but again, it wasn't like it might not be quite realistic for a lot of people at 47 to have that much energy.
Well, Maggie and Billy might just be our inspiration to
I
be
was going to say it might
on
inspire us, right? Yeah.
be healthy and top of our health,
Yes.
so we can relate to how they keep their fire
Yes,
burning.
definitely.
If Maggie and Billy were sitting with us tonight here, how would they describe your own story in just a few words?
Oh, what an interesting question. Okay. I don't know. I think my story's pretty close to what I've said about Maggie and Billy. That I think they would say that even if you feel that your light has gone out, it never really goes out completely. And if you
Mhm.
believe in anything for yourself, even just a little bit, that you can stoke that light within. And once you start inspiring people to feel love and to get up, and even if it's just baby steps, it still counts. Every little bit counts. And there are people out there watching you and being inspired by you. And maybe, again, it won't be for that significant other, but even if it's a relationship with yourself that grows stronger, because I have grown stronger just writing these books about these two, which I did not see coming. I can't believe the growth that they've given me.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, finally,
Yeah.
where can readers get their copy of this book? What's next? Are we pushing for that sixth book?
Well, you can find the ebook today on Amazon. The paperback will be a couple weeks. Eventually, you'll probably find it on Indigo as well, or through me. I have a website. You can order through me. I don't know if the sixth book that I've started will be the first thing I work on now. It'll depend how much I miss them. But you can expect I have they're all romance again as well, but I have a witch inspired book that is being worked on. I have a detective murder mystery romance that I'm working on, and I also started another one that is just sort of another small town young woman making it on her own and starting life again. So any of those three, we'll see what I get pulled into to write about next. But I'm still writing, and I'm
That's
not stopping
awesome.
soon.
That's awesome. Well, that's just, exciting for us as well to know that we are something is in the works.
Yeah,
So we
you're
can
stuck with
expect,
me for a while.
yeah, we can expect a lot more wonderful stories from you. Well, there you have it, everyone. Your Turn to Jamaica delivers exactly what fans of the Maggie Ashbury series have been waiting for. Laughter, longing, adventure, and love that refuses to fade. So, whether you've been with Maggie from book one or just diving into this rich and romantic series, Return to Jamaica is a spicy, satisfying, and soulful finale. Now available on Amazon. Please get your copy. Let your heart return to Jamaica one last unforgettable time. Thanks again and congratulations, Kathy. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
great
much,
day.
Jacqueline. Bye, everyone.
Bye.